Okay, so we have been comparing fractions, right? And I know that you now have all the strategies you need to compare any one of these pairs of fractions. Let's go ahead and do some of these. If you had 1/4 and 2/4, you see that the denominators match. So all you have to do, of course, 2/4 is more. 2 of something is more than having just 1 of something. How about if we have 1/3 or 1/5? In this case, the numerators match. So all I have to do is say, what's bigger, fifths or thirds? And I can remember that if I have to share something with 3 people, I'm going to get a bigger part of the whole than if I had to share the same thing with 5 people. So that will remind me that thirds are larger than fifths. So having one bigger thing is going to be more than having one smaller thing. How about right here, 3/4 and 5/8? Denominators don't match, numerators don't match, but I can easily make the denominators match. So if I can get eighths if I times 3/4 by 2/2. 4 times 2 is 8, 3 times 2 is 6. So I can replace 3/4 with 6/8, and I see that 6 of something is more than having 5 of something, so 6/8 is larger. How about 3/7 and 5/8? In this case, denominators don't match, numerators don't match, and I can't easily make either denominators or numerators match. So I go to my next strategy, which is to say, hey, is it less than half, half, or more than half? And sometimes kids have a hard time with what's half of an odd number. We already talked about that. You can draw a model of 7, divide it right down the middle, and you'll see that there's 3.5 sevenths is half. So 3 is less than half. So I put a little L there so I remember. And 5/8, half of 8 is 4. So 5/8 is more than half. And there's my answer. 5/8 is more of the whole than 3/7. Well, there's one more strategy that we're going to learn today, and then you'll have all 5, and that'll be pretty much all you need for any situation you come across. So let me go ahead and get our 5th one ready. Okay, for our 5th and final strategy we use for comparing fractions, I've got 2 glasses, and these are supposed to be the exact same size glasses. 2 glasses filled to some degree with grape juice. Which one has more? I bet all of you would say this one has more juice in it. You can see, right? Now, we don't use models to prove anything, but you generally can see that there's more, it's more full because there's less empty, right? And this is less full because there's a lot that is not there. So I like to think of this, a glass of juice, when I'm trying to compare fractions that only have one part missing, and I'll show you what I mean. If we're comparing 5/6 and 3/4, it's a bit hard to reason through those until I'm going to make 2 models. And remember, models are not proof, but models definitely help us think about fractional amounts. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what's more? 5/6 or 3/4. And it will help me to color it in 5/6 or 3/4. And these are not exact, but think about which one has less to go to be full, because that's the one that's going to have more in it. So you kind of are still thinking about how big a part the denominator is describing. But in this case, we're saying how much is left till it's full. So 5/6 just has 1/6 left until you have the whole glass of juice. 3/4 has 1/4 left until you have the whole glass of juice. So which one would be a larger bit of juice? And if we didn't have the model, we could reason that, well, 6ths are smaller than 4ths. So this one, 5/6, has a smaller amount to go before it's all full. Therefore, it's more full. 1/4, 3/4 has 1/4 of the way more to go until it's full. 4ths are larger than 6, so it's got a larger amount missing, or a larger part that you need in order to have the whole. So I can say that 5/6 is a greater amount than 3/4. Let's do a couple more where you're just the fraction, the two fractions you're comparing are 1 unit away from a whole each. 1/2 and 2/3. And then let's just reason through it. Well, this is missing half and this is missing a third. Since thirds are a smaller part of the whole than halves are, this has a smaller way to go till you have the whole thing. So I know that it represents a larger amount. So sort of reasoning and reasoning again, right? Let's do one more. 4/5 and 6/7. Okay? In this case, I have 1/5 to go until I have the whole thing. In this case, I have 1/7 to go before I have the whole thing. Since sevenths are smaller than fifths, this has a smaller way to go until I have the whole thing. Therefore, the amount I have is the larger amount. So try that. This strategy is called 1 away from a whole. And let's practice that a little bit, and then you'll be ready for the next step, which is ordering fractions. But you'll have everything you need if you know these 5 strategies.